Welcome to Codebusters 11. In this booklet, we'll go over the letters Q, X, and Z. Remember, parental interaction is essential in this series, especially when your child says the letter names and their sounds. If we open up our booklets to the front and side cover, you'll see this page. At the top, we're reminding you that whenever you see any tracing or guidance that you must write that letter. Now let's get into our first letter. Let's read the directions at the top. Repeat each letter name and its sound after your teacher 3 times. This is the lowercase letter Q. Its name is Q. Its sound is qu, as in queen. Q, 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 qu, qu, qu. And now we can write our lowercase letter Q. This is the uppercase letter Q. Its name is also Q. Its sound is also qu, as in queen. Q, 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 qu, qu, qu. And now you can write your uppercase letter Q. Now let's go on to the next section. Say the name and sound or beginning sound of each letter or picture. You may ask for help during class if you can't remember what these pictures are. Then fill in each letter or circle each picture. This is the letter Q. Its sound is qu. And now we can write our lowercase letter q. This is a queen. The beginning sound is qu. And now you can circle her. This is a picture for quack. The beginning sound is qu. And then circle it. This is a quilt. The beginning sound is qu. And then circle it. This is quick. The beginning sound is qu. And then you can circle it. This is a quarter. The beginning sound is qu. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of quest. The beginning sound is qu. And then you can circle it. Now we'll go on to our next letter. We'll read the directions again. Repeat each letter name and its sound after your teacher 3 times. This is the lowercase letter X. Its name is X. Its sound is X, as in box. X, 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 X. And now you can write your lowercase letter X. This is the uppercase letter X. Its name is also X. Its sound is also X, as in box. X, 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 X. If you have trouble with this letter and the sound it makes, just think of it as a blend between the letters K and S. X, X. And that's an easy way to remember how to say the letter X. Now, let's say the name and sound or ending sound of each letter or picture. You may ask for help during class if you can't remember what these pictures are. Then fill in each letter or circle the picture. This is the letter X. The sound it makes is X. And then you can write your lowercase letter X. This is a picture of box. The ending sound is X. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of axe. The ending sound is X. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of fox. The ending sound is X. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of ox. The ending sound is X. And then you can circle it. This is the number 6. The ending sound is X. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of fix. The ending sound is X. And then you can circle it. Our last letter is Z. Let's read the directions and then we'll go over it. Repeat each letter name and its sound after your teacher 3 times. This is the lowercase letter Z. Its name is Z. Its sound is Z, as in zebra. Z, 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 Z. And then you can write your lowercase letter Z. This is the uppercase letter Z. Its name is also Z. Its sound is also Z, as in zebra. Z, 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 Z. And now you can write your uppercase letter Z. Now we'll go on to the next section. Say the name and sound or beginning sound of each letter or picture. You may ask for help when you get to class if you can't remember what the pictures are. Then fill in each letter or circle each picture. This is the letter Z. The sound is Z. And then you can write. This is a picture of zebra. The beginning sound is Z. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of zoo. The beginning sound is Z. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of zero. The beginning sound is Z. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of zip. The beginning sound is Z. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of zap. The beginning sound is Z. And then you can circle it. This is a picture of zigzag. The beginning sound is Z. And then you can circle it. Now we'll go over the new blends you'll see in this booklet. Let's read the directions first. Say the sound of each letter separately, then blend the sounds together. We'll start with this one and then just continue through. Axe, axe, axe. Ix, ix, ix. Ox, ox, ox. Ux, ux, ux. X, x, x. Z, a, z, a, za. Z, a, z, a, za. Oz, oz, oz. Z, z, z. Z, uz, uz. Z, z, z. Z, ez. And those are all of the new blends. You'll also see blending that looks like this, where you do 2 separate blends and then you blend 3 sounds together. So let's start with this first one and we'll just move along. Z, ah, z, ah, za. Ak, ak, ak. Z, ak, zak, zak. And you'll see that blending throughout the whole booklet. Now for the parents, remember, your interaction is essential in this series, especially when your child says the letter names and their sounds. If you open up your child's booklet to the front and side cover, you'll see this page. At the top, we're reminding you and your student that whenever you see tracing your guidance, your student must write the letters. However, if you do not see any writing, or guidance or tracing, then your child should still complete it if you have time, because it can really help them hone in on their fine motor skills. Lastly, we remind you that it's very important to read to your child as they learn how to read, and we'll get more into this later on. Now we'll go over some activities that are in this booklet that may seem a little difficult for your students. At the top of this page, page 3, you can see an activity where we hope your child will isolate the ending sound for the vocabulary words. So in this instance, the word is quilt. If your child is having trouble with this activity, just overemphasize that ending sound, quilt, quilt, and hopefully they can identify that T is the ending sound. Similarly, for the next activity on the bottom of this same page, we want your child to isolate the medial sound or the middle sound of the picture. So in this instance, the vocabulary word is quack, quack. And you just want to overemphasize that middle sound, which will always be a vowel when you do these activities. So we want to make sure that your child can distinguish between the different vowel sounds. So just overemphasize that, and hopefully they identify that A is the correct answer. Another difficult activity for some students is rhyming, but this is a very important skill for a student to have, especially when they're learning how to read. So what we want your student to do in this activity is with the word on the left, we want them to identify 2 pictures that rhyme with that word. So the first one is met. And when you rhyme, you have the ending sound similar to the given word. So we have met wet, met net, met insect. And insect can have a very similar sounding, but you have that C before the T. So just overemphasize that so your student identifies that it's not going to rhyme with met. And hopefully your student identifies that met, net, and wet all rhyme with each other. If for some reason your student is having difficulty recognizing that, then just keep giving them examples of what does rhyme with met, like pet, let, bet, and just keep going and then see if your child can come up with a word. And it doesn't have to be a real word, it can be a nonsense word. But as long as they identify what rhymes with met, that is a good sign. Now, another activity we have your child do every day is review. It's important for your child to review everything that they've learned because they have learned a lot of information and we need to ensure that they're retaining all of that information. So the directions go as follows. Say the name of each letter, then have your student say the sound of each letter, and then have your student write each letter. And so what we want your student to do is just go as fast as they can, focusing on each skill, naming and then sounding and then writing. And that's going to help them really be sure that they're comprehending everything. Another thing to point out is that on the bottom of every 4th page, we have a prompt for you to read a story with your student. We do provide a story at the back of each booklet. However, if you prefer to read a certain book that you got from the library with your child, or if they have a favorite book that they really want to read, that's totally fine too. Just as long as y'all are reading together every day, that's going to help them so much. Now, I'm going to show you the story at the end of the book. So you go to the back of the book. The back inside cover should look like this. At the top, the directions read as follows. Let's read this story. Follow my finger underneath each word as I read it. Repeat as many times as desired. And then another fun activity, we have a number of quarters hidden in here so your child can try and find all of the quarters in the picture. Then at the bottom, we have our story. This story will emphasize the vocabulary and the sounds in this booklet, as well as repeating any other sounds that are appropriate for this story. So once again, it's important for you to follow along with your finger so that your student can start to correlate the sounds that you make with the words that they're seeing. And then I just have one last reminder. Whenever your student is blending in these booklets, we are looking for short vowels, so we'll review those now. We would like A as in apple, I as in igloo, A as in octopus, as in umbrella, and E as in elephant. If you have any questions about this book, please contact the owner of your Gideon Center.